everyone, it's Kerry here. How are you going today? Today I thought we'd make something with 6x6 double-sided paper again to try and use up some of those paper pads we have. Again, it's double-sided unfortunately, and I know that's sometimes a bit of a stretch. I've got more single-sided than double-sided, but you could use a single-sided and just decorate the back. So this is a little double pocket that I've made to put some tags in, and that's a different version of it. This one's actually got no, that one doesn't. This one here I've made so that you can actually have a free floating, and so you can actually have three different tags, and depending on how you put it into your journal, say you glue it on 2 sides or 3 sides, you can have another tag in the back or down the side. So yeah, I did do one using, the first one I did with my template was using single-sided, and you'd obviously have to decorate the back side. So I might actually use this one so that I can show you where we're up to as we're going. I haven't cut this one. You'll see what I mean just now, but this is just a 6x6 piece, and you could change it to whatever size you like, but this is just what I've done using a 6x6 piece. So this is the 6x6 I've chosen. I'll get these out the way. This is the 6x6 I've chosen, just out of one of my many 6x6 pads I've got, and it's not too tricky really. So you're just gonna, if you've got it directional, obviously you're gonna make sure that whichever, oh, this is a bigger piece, whichever way you decide to do it, that if you're folding it, obviously you don't want to fold, say I folded that and that was going to be you wouldn't want that happening with your pocket being upside down. So you just got to be a bit aware of that. I've made sure here that I don't know if you can see them, those are actually dragonflies, made sure that they were flying up the correct way. So you just got to be a little bit aware of that if you do have directional. Otherwise, if you don't, it's fairly simple. So I think I will have that as my front and have the beginning as my fold. So you've got to just decide which way, what you want as your fold, and start with it doesn't matter which way because this isn't directional. So the first score you're going to make is your fold for your pocket, and I start with that. I'm going to do first, so I'm going to actually put the bottom of my piece of paper, so that's the top, that's the bottom, and put the bottom to my left of my folding board. Now obviously if you don't have a folding board, you can just use a ruler and a scoring tool, or an old used ballpoint pen or something like that, something that'll give you a nice crease, or you can just mark it with your pencil and then crease it nicely and then rub it down with the edge of your scissors or something. So not everybody is lucky enough to have all the tools, and it gets expensive. I haven't had my scoring board for very long. So on your scoring board, or when you measure out where your score needs to be, where your fold needs to be, so the first one, and you can adjust it, you can make your pockets deeper. The first one I did, my pockets are at 1 3/4 inches. So 1 3/4 inches, I do my first score. I actually should have done on the other side because that's gonna go up the other way, but that's okay. Now then you turn your piece of paper the other way, so this is your fold, okay, and then you score your paper at 1.5 inches, and I'll give those to you in a minute in centimeters as well. So 1.5 inches, and then move across to your 4 1/4 score line and score it there. Okay, so I'll go through this again. Your pocket score is at 1 3/4 inches, which is 4.5 centimeters. Then you turn it so that the pocket's at the bottom, and you score it again at 1.5 inches, which is approximately 4 centimeters. Doesn't have to be totally perfectly exact, you can change it a bit. It's just 2 millimeter and a half short of 4 centimeters. So, and then you score it at the 4 1/4 inch mark, which is at 10.8, and a half, so approximately nearly 11 inches. So if you do those two, you should be right. Or if you come in from the side, from this side, from the right side, it's 4.4 millimeters or 1.5 inches. Okay, so that score line is slightly bigger. Okay, so then you've done all your scoring. You can put that away. I'll just turn it to that actually. Now, then you just got to do a tiny bit of cutting. So we're just going to cut along those 2 lines there. Okay, I haven't done that on the other one. On this one here, I didn't cut. That's going to just be my practice one, and I'll write my measurements on it. And it's, as you can see, it's not a 6x6. It's a, what is it? No, it looks like it's a 6.5 by, so it's one of those slightly bigger pads. Okay, so I'm going to fold this up neatly first of all, and I will score it. Okay, so that's my pocket. Now open it up again. I'm actually going to cut. So I'm cutting there and I'm cutting there just to the middle, to the side scoring lines. Just cut to there. Cut to there. And then I guess if you want to, you can do the old. And the good thing about doing the old making it look old, and I've lost the words, distressing. Good thing about distressing, whether you use a distressing tool of some type, or whether you use your scissors, or whether you just actually use your ink. I'm going to use ink and my distressing tool, is that if you have any slight areas where the bits are off a bit, you can't see it as much. It looks like it's meant to be. And like I always say, if it's crooked, it shows it's homemade. It's one of my crafting, actually you don't want to do it on the back there. It's one of my crafting sayings that I love. Because I do most things by eye, don't measure a huge amount. Okay, so I've just distressed along the edges. Okay, so there's my fold up. Okay, and I'll ink. Where's my inking tool? And obviously people who've done lots of this sort of thing know exactly what I'm doing, and please don't get bored, but there's people out there who haven't maybe done this before, so just distress along the top there because the sides are going to be folded back. So I've just done the top, the pocket and the top of the actual piece. Okay, so we're there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these bits back. So we're going to fold that in and make sure the crease is nice and crisp. We're going to fold that piece in, make sure that crease is nice and crisp. And because we cut along the the scoring line, it's not always neat and tidy, and that's why if we do a bit of aging, pretend aging, makes it looks like it's supposed to be like that. So that's all good. Okay, so now we need to glue this part down. So there's just a little bit of a, I got myself stuck before. So you want to glue, make that into a pocket. So you want to glue the bottom and you want to glue one over the other. Doesn't matter which. See which one looks better. Like if you've got a pattern or something, it's probably more important. So I'm actually going to glue it that way. So I will glue this one down to here. My glue's being a bit naughty. I left my pin out of my glue. It needs a clean. Okay, so let's move this out the way. I'll glue my, if it comes out, there we go. Glue that down here. Okay, so that's the beginning of my pocket. Now I want to glue this on, so I glue the top of the one that's on, that's glued down. And I glue this one there and along the bottom. And then we close that up and we hold it in place, making sure that that is nice and neat. Okay, and if you can get your lines to follow up, that's even better, but mine's a bit out with the gingham. Okay, so there you go. Now that's what we've got so far. So we've got that glued shut as a pocket and it's shut at the bottom. So now we've got our little wings and we've got our little pocket. So we just need to fold that around the back there and crease it, and fold that one around the back there and make sure that lines up nicely there and crease it. Okay, we want to make sure that that looks nice from the front, because it's not very nice if the white paper is showing through from the front. So get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to floof that up a bit and floof that up a bit. The technical terms of distressing. And if it's all floofed, then it all looks like it's supposed to be floofed. I think that's going to be my new favorite distressing term. Okay, so there we go. And now we just need to do the same here. So we glue this one down. Oh, and the glue, oh no, it's coming out. Glue that one down. And then we glue this one. Oops, no, it's not wanting to glue. Okay, I put my finger on it. Put glue along there. And glue along here. Okay, and we can put a little bit of glue along here, because that's going to be under there and that'll keep it down extra safe. Okay, so, and I put too much along there. It's a bit silly, make sure that's sitting nicely. Okay, so we now have our 6x6 triple double pocket. It's a double or triple pocket, and I've lost my pin. Oh, there it is. I need one of those pin dangly things. Okay, so there we go. We have so simple and easy, and then of course you can decorate it really nicely depending on what journal it's going into. And if you, there I've got the glue sticking there, you can see the glue a bit. I probably, if I want that to be a pocket, so I would probably decorate that somehow, either put some nice washi tape on or a flower over the back, just to see, or a nice butterfly. Got some nice, this is from one of my mystery boxes that I got from Sue at Paper Inspirations. I could get one of those, put that on there just to cover it up a bit, because it's got the big, or you could use that there, cover that up a bit somehow, just to stop the joins being so visible. And then you could actually have it as a floating, I'll show you, as a just a floating pocket in your journal. So you could just stick it in behind a paper clip like that. So you'd have your main tag, and then you could have another tag in there, and then you could even have, where's another tag gone? Sorry, they've run away. There they are. You could have another tag on that side, or a couple of tags. Okay, or if you wanted to, you could stick it into a page. If that messed up, or you weren't happy with that, you could just stick it into a page on two sides, and grab a journaling card. Obviously put it further in, and have the journaling card like that. Just have it like that as a journaling card. Or yeah, you could just have it loose, stuck in your journal. So hopefully that's been a bit of inspiration for you to make a double or triple pocket from a 6x6 piece. As I said, you can make it out of any size. See how you go. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.